Blake Griffin's career swings from basketball savior to cautionary tale happened in just 14 years, and that's where our story begins. In Oklahoma, a 6'9" kid with freakish athleticism became the most hyped basketball prospect in the country. But this isn't your typical tale of raw talent meeting opportunity. This story reveals how promises get broken, how bodies betray minds, and how the very gifts that make you a superstar can become the chains that drag you down. Griffin wasn't your typical basketball prodigy. Basketball called loudest though. When Blake joined his brother at Oklahoma Christian School in 2003, something magical happened. Playing under their father's coaching, the Griffin brothers won 2 state championships together. Blake personally captured 4 state titles, establishing himself as not just a local legend, but a national phenomenon. The kid who'd been homeschooled suddenly became the most recruited player in America. The LA Clippers, stuck in decades of mediocrity, selected Griffin first overall in the 2009 NBA draft. The basketball world had never seen anything quite like Blake Griffin. He moved like a guard trapped in a power forward's body, with explosive athleticism that made physics seem optional. Finally, their savior had arrived. Finally, they had their franchise player. Finally, the Clippers could stop being the league's punchline. Then came October 2009, and the cruel reminder that basketball, like life, rarely follows the script. In the final preseason game, Griffin broke his left kneecap. Not a minor injury, not something you play through, a season-ending fracture that would sideline him for an entire year. The #1 pick, who was supposed to transform a franchise, spent his first NBA season in street clothes, watching from the sidelines as his career got put on indefinite hold. Baron Davis, Griffin's veteran teammate, later revealed the devastating irony of that injury. The Clippers were losing a meaningless preseason game when coach Mike Dunleavy decided to put his starters back in during the 4th quarter. Davis tried to warn him it was a bad idea. "Coach, I don't think this is a good idea," Davis recalled saying. But Dunleavy insisted. Minutes later, Blake Griffin's knee exploded, and with it, the Clippers' immediate championship dreams. But if you think that injury broke Griffin's spirit, you don't understand what made him special. When he finally stepped onto an NBA court on October 27, 2010, technically a rookie at 21 years old after missing an entire season, Griffin played like a man possessed. He averaged 22.5 points and 12.1 rebounds in his first season, joining an elite club of just 7 players in NBA history to average at least 22 points and 12 rebounds as a rookie. Griffin's rookie season was a masterclass in athletic dominance. He set a franchise record with 23 consecutive double-doubles, which eventually stretched to 27 games, the longest rookie double-double streak since 1968. He scored a career-high 47 points against Indiana, setting a Clippers rookie scoring record. He became the first rookie since Allen Iverson to have multiple 40-point games, and he accomplished it all with a style that made SportsCenter highlights look like art. Then came February 19, 2011, and the moment that would define Griffin's early career, the slam dunk contest. The NBA had arranged for a Kia Optima to be placed on the court, with Griffin's teammate Baron Davis sitting in the sunroof. The plan was simple. Griffin would leap over the car and dunk the basketball, cementing his status as the most electrifying player in the league. The dunk contest victory should have been the perfect capstone to a perfect rookie season. Instead, it became a symbol of everything people would come to resent about Griffin. The perception that his success was manufactured, that his highlights were more style than substance, that he was just a dunker in a league that demanded so much more. Griffin was about to prove those critics spectacularly wrong though. In December 2011, the Clippers traded for Chris Paul and everything changed. Suddenly, Griffin had the perfect point guard to unlock his full potential. Paul's court vision combined with Griffin's athleticism created something beautiful and devastating. The Lob City era had begun. Add in center DeAndre Jordan, and the Clippers had assembled the most entertaining trio in basketball. Lob City wasn't just successful though, it was revolutionary. The Clippers went from league laughingstock to must-see TV. Griffin's combination of power and finesse, his ability to throw down thunderous dunks one possession and make pinpoint passes the next, turned basketball into performance art. For the first time in franchise history, the Clippers mattered. For the first time ever, they were actually good. But here's the thing about basketball. Regular season success means nothing if you can't deliver when it matters most. And for all their regular season dominance, for all their highlight reel plays and sold out crowds, Lob City had one fatal flaw. They couldn't win when the lights were brightest. The 2015 playoffs should have been their moment. The Clippers had home court advantage, Chris Paul was healthy, and Griffin was playing some of the best basketball of his career. They faced the Houston Rockets in the second round, and after 6 games, led the series 3-2 with Game 6 at home. All they needed was one more win to finally reach the Western Conference Finals. By 2021, the end was obvious. The Pistons bought out Griffin's contract in March, and he signed with the Brooklyn Nets for a minimum deal. Then came a final stop with the Boston Celtics in 2022, where he averaged a career-low 4.1 points in 41 games. The player who'd today once been compared to Karl Malone and Charles Barkley was now a deep bench role player hoping for garbage time minutes. Griffin works as an NBA analyst for Prime Video, bringing the same intelligence and humor that made him such a compelling player to his new role behind the microphone. He's found peace with his career, acknowledging both its triumphs and its disappointments with the kind of maturity that only comes from experience. On April 16th, 2024, Blake Griffin announced his retirement via Instagram. Griffin finished his career with impressive numbers: 19.0 points, 8.0 rebounds, and 4.0 assists per game over 765 games, 6 All-Star appearances, 5 All-NBA selections, Rookie of the Year, and one of the most memorable dunk contest victories in league history. By any objective measure, Blake Griffin had a successful NBA career. Griffin's legacy lives in those moments when he defied gravity, when he made the impossible look routine, when he convinced an entire city that maybe, just maybe, this time would be different. For a brief shining moment, Blake Griffin was everything the NBA promised us he would be.